Well, I'm a New Yorker now. I live here. I've lived here for the last 4 years, so I feel like I'm a little bit more of a part of it because I don't have to fly to get here, which is nice. And I just love the spirit of the festival. I love the kinds of projects that are included in it and the kinds of artists that support it and or participate in it. It's just a great inclusive feeling, and I've always loved everything I've seen here, and so I'm honored to be a part of it.
I mean, who are any of us and where are any? I'm Dan Stevens and I'm at the Tribeca Film Festival with Permission, which is a new film by Burt Reynolds, who's an old friend of mine, and I've known him for years, and yeah, very exciting to be here. It's very, it's a New Yorkie film, shot mostly in Brooklyn last Christmas, New Year. And yeah, really nice to bring it home here.
Yes, I play a woman called Anna who's just turned 30 and has been in the same relationship with Dan Stevens' character since they were at the end of high school. And on her 30th birthday, their best friend pokes fun at them and teases them by saying that that they haven't been adventurous enough in their romantic life, and suggests that they open their relationship before they settle down for married monogamy, and that they don't understand what monogamy really is because they haven't ever experienced anything else.
The energy around Tribeca is great. I try to live on the East Coast in and around New York as much as I can, and what Tribeca has grown up to become is pretty stunning. A great tribute to Robert De Niro, Jane Rosenthal, and everybody else involved. I've always been fascinated by, Albert Einstein as a figure, but I never realized how many twists and turns and there were in his life, how much drama there was and complexity beyond the achievement.
Right.
So it's inspirational on that level, but it's even more so when you understand what some of his struggles were that we just don't know very much about, and how complicated, sexy, kind of bohemian a lot of his relationships were. Very interesting, unexpected, figure.
I'm in episode 1, 7, 8, and 9, so 4 hours for me.
Okay.
But yeah, amazing story. What a great way to investigate this particular life, because it was very, very complex, and he did a lot of amazing things in his life. He wasn't just a scientist. He was a philosopher, a humanist. He was an immigrant. He fled the National Socialists. He was at the center of so many political events in the 20th century, or close to the center of them, and had incredibly complicated relationships in his life.
Well, a lot's happened in these 15 years. In regards to this particular issue, it's when we made this film, what happened at Columbine really had never happened before to that extent. And I think at the time we thought this was just hopefully a one of a kind experience, tragedy. And then it wasn't happening once every 5 or 10 years. It was once every couple months, and then every month, and then every week. Now we have an average of 4 Americans a day being killed or by some form of gun violence. So those are just, by the way, the mass shootings. It's not the suicides. It's not the other stuff. Not the accidents. So it's sad. Well, the best thing you can do is don't have a gun in the house.
Okay.
Because people have guns in the house have a much greater chance of somebody being hurt by that gun, including themselves. So, know the statistics. There's maybe 500 people in America each year that die due to home invasion. And almost half of those are killed by their own gun.
Yeah, it's in Tribeca. That's special enough. I have a lot of good friends who are actors who live down here, as you know. They own restaurants and things like that. Well, I play Burt's best friend, Burt's character, Burt Reynolds, and I have only a few scenes, so it's almost like a cameo. But in fact, it works for the film. I can't really tell you what it is. I haven't seen the movie.
Well, it's a very sweet picture, very kind of choking and two handkerchiefs at the end. I know two directors that I like that saw it, and they both cried at the end of the picture, so that's a good sign.
This is one of the premier film festivals in the world. I mean, everybody who gets accepted to Tribeca is over the moon, thrilled. It's a very New York event. As you know, it was started to help bring back the neighborhood down around the World Trade Center. So it's done that and more. It's a very positive thing.